Hello everyone, Colorado Biker Prepper again. And now I finally have some time. I figured I'd go over my bug out bag with you. My travel bag, as I like to call it, but some people would call it a bug out bag. But this is the bag that I take when I go camping or go out in the outdoors for any long periods of time or even short periods of time. This is a bag that I have handy that I can just grab and go if need be. So let's go ahead and start going over the contents. First of all, I have as my bag, I have Voodoo Tactical. It's a good bag. It's got lots of good pockets in it and everything. Got a lot of stuff strapped to it. I've taken most of it out and put it out on the floor to make it quicker. But we'll start with what's on the bag. Got, of course, water bottle. Got that. Then I also have one of my favorites. This is my map case. And I have maps of my local area. It's in a nice waterproof container there. And then in the top, I have regular map compass. And then I also have a lensatic compass for getting a really accurate bearing. I have one of those. It's a glow in the dark, of course. So I have one of those. And those stay in the bag. And then also in the map pouch, I have a state map and also got a Western United States road map because I live out west. So that's just a general road map. Then ID pouch and all that. I also have a pouch on the front with a couple Sharpies, a pen, pencil, what I need in there. So that's the map pouch. So I have a map so I don't have to rely on electronics or anything. That's in there. So we got that. And then on here I also have my machete / self-defense weapon, which is a machete. Well, it's not really a machete, it's more of a short sword. It would be called a sensoto. And I rewrapped the handle in paracord because they had really cheap stuff on it, so I rewrapped the handle. And also I take the paracord off. I can turn it into a naginata. I can put about a 5.5 foot pole on it. Just a good piece of wood that I find, or find a pole or something. Then I have a medium range weapon that I can use, almost like a spear and a sword combined. A halberd would be the European equivalent. Then on the inside, didn't want to take it out, I have a couple water bladders, a tube. I also have a collapsible fishing pole right there, and that's for going fishing, because you can always find a place to go fishing, or at least you can find a good place. So, and in the very back it's got a pouch. Inside this pouch I've got a topographical map of my entire state. So anywhere I go in Colorado, I've got maps. I've got a way to navigate and find my way around. Also on one side, I also do have my self-defense, which is a Gerber. Good knife. Have that one. And then I also have just some extra molly clips on it and about 3 carabiners. So I need those. So now let's go on over to the main pile, which is over here. And I'm going to take my camera off the tripod now. Sorry. There we go. So, for what I have down here, let's get started. Let's just go from one side to the other. Have a fishing reel with some fishing line on it. Tape is on there. Got that for a discount. I think I paid $5 for that. So got that. Then I have, once again, one of my patented mini fishing kits in a bottle. And that's got about 5 or 6 lures in it, knife, lots of fishing line, extra fishing line, bobbers, everything I need for out there for going fishing. So I have that. Next, I have some semi-transparent trash bags. This is your regular kitchen, or not kitchen, 45-gallon semi-transparent bag. There's 3 of them on there. They're semi-transparent, so I can use them as a solar still to get water if I need to, if I'm in a desert environment, and also for making shelter or anything else I may need. Then I just have some extra clips and straps just in case something breaks on the pack, or if I need to strap anything else to the pack. And then I have 3 heavy-duty contractor cleanup bags. These are great for making shelter, solar stills, whatever you need to do. Wonderful. They're put together. Put some rubber bands on each of these because they always can come in handy. One other thing, I have my sleeping bag. It's a good sleeping bag. It's good down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's a really good bag. And it's really compact. It's in a waterproof bag there. Have that for sleeping. Got some extra Molly gear clips because the bag has Molly clips on it, or Molly straps. And then also we have just a small roll, 1-inch roll of Gorilla Tape. Great stuff. And then moving along, we have about 150 feet of paracord here. This is a double braid, just like you see the paracord bracelets and all that, but that's doubled over. That's just double braid. So that's about 120, 150 feet. Lots of that. Got another 100 feet, just braided a different way there. Just keep it compact, lightweight. So I got lots of paracord. You can always find lots of uses for paracord. Got something to clean up with, just your regular scrubby sponge. Little thing of Kleenex, just for wiping or whatever you need to do. And then we move on to the semi-medical kind of stuff. Here I've got an individual first aid kit. I'm not going to open it up, but I've got sanitary napkins, bandages, antibacterial cream, whole bunch of stuff in there. This is primarily nothing but bandages. Also have a big package of Quick Clot in there too. So got that. And of course got some wet ones. These are good for sterilizing areas around wounds. Same with the Clorox To Go. These are the travel packs. They come in handy. Keep those in the bag. And they're also good for just general cleaning up. Then I have my medicine bottle. You guys have probably seen this before. Got some acetaminophen, some naproxen sodium, some ibuprofen, buffered aspirin, Benadryl or diphenhydramine, and loperamide, which is known as Imodium AD, antidiarrheal. And I've got that in there. That's quite a bit. Then I also have my other kit. This one you can see got more Imodium, a couple candles, a little bit of fishing line, Lysol To Go, some more medication. That little white bottle is antibiotics. That's Cipro. Then I also have rubber gloves, suture kit, everything that I would need inside a waterproof box. And then I also have this. This is really handy. This is Velcro and cloth, and this would be used for holding on a large bandage instead of using tape or anything, because you can readjust it. You can really put some tension or some tightness on a wound to keep the bleeding down. So, and this friend of mine in a emergency room, works in an emergency room, gave me a whole bunch of these, and they use them for that. And they usually just toss them away, but these actually expired. They were out of date. So he just gave them to me. I took them out of the packages. So back down over here again, we have some other equipment. I've got a monocular. Instead of binoculars, this is just a Tasco 10 by 25. It's a pretty good little binocular. I'm going with less weight. That's my thing, is less weight. So the less weight I can carry on certain things, the better. These work good. These work really good. I was surprised when I tried it, but it works good. So why carry binoculars when I can have a monocular? Next is my fire starting. And I've got multiple fire starters here. Of course, I've got your matches in a waterproof container. I have a ferro rod and magnesium block. These are really come in handy. I also have your regular large, heavy-duty, thick ferro rod, so I don't have to rely on those others. And of course, I just have your regular old Zippo lighter. Just have that just in case. Then I have one of these, which is a little ferro rod on it. You can see it there. And then this part comes out. This is called a million match. And this is really handy. I keep this in with the stuff for my stove. So that way I've got a way to light my stove. And of course a lighter. You know, got to have, you know, plain old Bic lighter. Great lighter. So I have that. Moving on. This is part of my navigation, but also part of communication. I have a Garmin Rhino 530 HCX. This is a great unit. It is, as you can see, it has a topographical map on it. I've loaded the topo maps for the entire western United States on a 64 gigabyte. Actually, I take that back. I've got topo maps for the entire United States on this unit. And it's also a radio. This is GMRS and FRS radio. It's got a 5-watt power. Really powerful. Excellent unit. Look into them. They're really good. The nice thing about having the radio on it is if someone else has one, they've got a call button. And with the call button, there it goes, with the call button, if there was another one, it would show someone else's position over here. If they had a Rhino, I could actually find someone with this if I needed to. So great unit. I love these things. They're not as street as much as they are for outdoors and out in the woods, but they are incredibly good. I love them. And also for that, I've got a AA battery pack for that. And this just takes AA's. That's what's on it. And this is just a spare pack. So with the batteries in it. So I've got 2 packs and I got a spare one just in case. Next, I have the Cobras. And these are the Microtox. These are only 2-watt, but they are GMRS and FRS, just like the Rhino. So I have extra ones that I can use. And these also have the weather alert on them. So does the Rhino, but these are a little better for power saving. So I'll use those. I usually only use the Rhino when I need to have a map. So, but these are great little radios. I think I paid $45 or $50 for the pair of them. Also with the charger. So I have those. And with the charger, I also have one of these. This is a 220 to 120 outlet converter. And this is in case you can't find a 120 outlet. You just plug this into 220. Only one of these pins actually works. The other, it's just made to fit in it. So I can do anything with 120 out of a 220 outlet. And this was $4, I believe, at the hardware store. So really good to have. And it doesn't weigh a whole heck of a lot. So let's move on again. Back over here. Let's move on to... I've got my extra glasses, extra contact lenses, and some extra solution there. I have that. Because without them, I'm pretty much blind as a bat. So I have those. So for when the contacts go bad or something, I've got my glasses so I can see. Next, flashlights. I've got a flashlight, does 1, 3, or all of the lights. And it also has a flashing so you can signal. Good little thing. Spent about $4 on that, I believe. This one is also a really small LED flashlight. It doesn't work because I put tape on the battery so they wouldn't drain, so I can just open it up and start the batteries on that. But it's a real small light, but it's actually pretty bright. And this gets kept in just a little film can. Just drop it in there, put the top on, watertight. Works great, really easy, really lightweight. Next, this goes more kind of the medical or sanitation. Another one of those Lysol to go. I love these. These are good for fire starting as well because they're mostly alcohol, but they're really good disinfectants as well. Got some Burt's Bees lip balm. It's none worse than having cracked lips when you're out in the woods. And then I have some Bullfrog Mosquito Coast. This stuff is really good. It's sunblock and insect repellent. Really good stuff. I use it all the time. Wouldn't think about going out in the woods without it. So then I have a little bottle here, and I've taped up the top so it doesn't pop open into my bag. But this is Dr. Bronner's soap. This is the eucalyptus stuff. It's really good. Love it. It's really concentrated, so it goes a long, long way. You need a drop to wash your hands. You need something the size of a dime to wash your entire body, or you just put a dime size on that sponge and you can wash your whole body with that, with what's in here. Also, it's a Castile soap and it is biodegradable. So you're not going to pollute up the streams or anything with sodium lauryl sulfate, anything like that. This is saponified oils. So really good, and it's not dangerous to the environment, anything like that. It breaks down actually amazingly fast. Good stuff. Next, just got some bug repellent. Just have that just in case. I have that for like at night or something. I don't need the sunblock. I just need some insect repellent, so I have this. And then we move on to the other stuff that I need. This is a survival deck. I have it for a couple reasons. One, just for ideas. It has ideas on... let's get rid of the Joker there and all that. Table of contents. But it has survival techniques, It also has first aid, camping, bushcraft, all sorts of important information in there. And it also works as a deck of cards. As you can see, 2 of hearts. It's got all the different cards in there. So when you're bored out in the woods, you can play a game of cards. So that's good to have. So I have that. Next, I have the edible and poisonous plants of the western United States. Once again, it's also a deck of playing cards. This way I don't have to carry around a big heavy book. I have what I need just right here. And it has pictures of all the different wild edibles and of the poisonous plants too. And it's just got general information there. It's got photographs on one side, and then it also has it has a photograph of whatever the plant is on one side. On the other side, broadleaf plantain tells you what it is. Really good little guidebook there, or not guidebook, but guide. It's a deck of cards as well, but it's lighter and smaller than a book, so you might want to look into those. And then I also have one on edible and poisonous plants of the eastern states. I have that same thing as the western states, but this one I have because I travel across the United States for my job. So I want to have both of them for eastern and western United States. So this is really, really, really good. This is a lotus flower. This is lotus. You can eat the lotus root. So I already know that. So anyway, but that's a really good one to have there. These are much more lightweight. The 3 of these combined don't even weigh as much as one book on edible plants. So I would suggest those instead of putting in a huge book in your bag. Let's see, let's move on back over here. And let's move on. Oh, almost forgot. This goes with the radios. And this is just an earbud and microphone so I can put it in my ear and not have to have the radio screeching and people can hear it. Someone else around me can hear it or anything like that. So for a little bit of that. So, and now we'll move on. And this is the tube that you usually put paintballs in. And inside of it, let me pop it open here. I've taped it shut so it won't pop open. But inside this, I have, give me a second here, there we go. Inside it, I have at the bottom, I'm not going to take it out, but in the bottom, I've got 410 shotgun shells. The 410, I've got a Springfield M6 Scout, which takes 410 and 22. It's an over-under. I've got about 8 rounds of 410, maybe 10 rounds of 410 in here, and about 250 to 300 rounds of just your typical 22 long rifle, high velocity. These are Federals. So that goes in the top, and then the bottom one goes the 410. And of course, this is just resupply because the M6 holds some in the stock. Got a couple of earplugs there for when I'm shooting off the 410. But I've taped this shut so it doesn't pop open or they don't fall out. But I can fit, actually, I think that's 350 rounds of 22 in there. So that's a lot of ammo. And it doesn't weigh a whole hell of a lot for how much ammunition you have. 22 410, the M6 is probably the best survival weapon out there. Next is an MSR stove. Got the windscreen here. It's aluminum. So it's really light. This is really lightweight. This is just a windscreen that goes around it. It also helps concentrate the heat onto whatever you're cooking. And then I've got a snow shield below it because it's winter's almost over. There's that. I keep the million match with this because sometimes it just takes a spark to set this thing off to get it going. So even if this is out of fuel, all I need is that spark and it'll set it off. And it's easy to do. It's small. It's easy to do right there beside it. This is the Whisper Light, but they say use white gas in this or naphtha. I've also used gasoline in it, and it works just fine with gasoline. You just don't use it as much. You just got to be a little careful, but it works just fine. There's a fuel bottle. This is, I think, 16 or 20 ounces. This whole bottle will last me a week of cooking. This will last me a full week of cooking. I have 2 of them with me. I've got one there and one here. And these last so that's 2 weeks of cooking, 3 meals a day. They're very, very efficient. And you can use in them, I've used gasoline and white gas in them, in naphtha. Coleman camping fuel is what people mostly know it as. I've used both of them. They work great. So I've had that thing forever. I have used the hell out of that. Here's the bag that all my cooking supplies go in, the stove, everything. I got a couple of Siva cups here, got a spoon, got a fork, and I like having just regular spoon and fork. Got a stainless steel cooking pot, little pot grabber here, so I can cook whatever I need to in that. I can also cook in the Siva cups as well. So those are real small. Once again, here's another fuel bottle. I've got one of these on it so I can just clip it to anything if I need to. Great. Once again, that's a full week's of cooking fuel. So then we're moving on. And I have a belay device. I have one of these, ATC belay device. These are great if I have to lower anything down, lower myself down, anything like that. These are really, really good. It's lighter and smaller than a figure 8 or a rescue 8, so I use these. These work really, really well. Next, I have my bottle. You guys, I did a video on this. This is my emergency bottle. It's got water purification tablets in it. It's got everything. Go look at my video on these. I've got probably about 10 of these around the house, everywhere. These are really, really good. I use them all the time. I've never really had to use it in an emergency. Taking to camping, forgot something, had something in there, had that. So I've always got that in my bag. And then I just have a couple of water bottles. It's an aluminum water bottle. I have a stainless steel bottle here. This one so I can boil water in it, whatever I need to do. So I have that. Next, I have clothing. And of course, once again, it's in a dry bag. If you're wet, you're miserable, and you need to change into some clothes, you need dry clothes. So that's why I have it in a dry bag. Excuse me. So the dry bag is here. This is extra socks, underwear, shirts, long sleeve shirt, and it also has rain gear in it, which is right here. I'm not going to get it out. It's just too much to unpack and pack again. So I got rain gear. Everything that I need is in here. 2 sets of underwear, 3 pairs of socks, a couple t-shirts. I rolled them up really tight to get them in there, though. That's why I don't want to unpack it. It's a pain in the ass to get it all back in. And then the rain gear's on the very top up here. Actually, you can probably hear it. Rain gear's up here on the top so that I don't have to dig through the bag to get when I need my rain gear. So then we have a towel. Like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy said, do you know where your towel is? A towel is the most massively useful thing any interstellar or other hitchhiker can carry. So always, do you know where your towel is? Always, I like having a towel. You can use it for so many things. They're very versatile. They're really good items to have. So I would suggest put in a towel. Put in a towel. It helps cleaning yourself up. You can use it. You can wrap it around you if you're cold. They're just so versatile. You got to have a towel. So next we have a little mini kit that I put together. Has a Swiss Army knife, another aluminum and ferro rod, or not aluminum, sorry, a magnesium block and ferro rod, mini fishing kit. Got a little emergency blanket, a Swiss Army knife, and then on the other side it is a 5x7 tarp. So I could and I also have a little roll of paracord in here. It's in the side. I'm not going to open it up, but this has basically I could just grab this and go and just be okay. This is the bare essential minimums that I would need to survive overnight. But it's got a way to start fire. It's got a knife. It's got a fishing kit, emergency blanket, and a tarp. So, but that's a nice compact. Have that in there, just kind of redundancy. Have a 6x9 tarp. Got this. I got this at Harbor Freight. I think it was $5. So have that for making shelter. Next, I have another plug for my fuel bottles, just in case. I've had the O-rings go bad on them, so it's good to carry an extra one. You don't want to cover yourself in a bunch of naphtha fuel. It's nasty stuff. Melts plastic. Certain kinds of it. Then here I have a little multi-tool that I found. This was great. Let me take there we go. And it was cheap. This is $4. So I'm not really too concerned about it. But it has a pry bar on one end, a hammer, a nail puller, and an axe. So just a little camp axe. Works fine. So I got to clean that up. I need to clean that up and re-oil it because, as you can see, it's a bit rusty. Got a hacksaw blade. And got a couple extra blades for that. They're wood blades, and this is a steel blade. So I have this, very lightweight, nice, easy to carry. You never know when you're going to need something. Next, I have the Gerber. I have a Gerber saw. Come on, you. Got the Gerber wood saw right there. Not the best, but if you're careful with it, it'll last quite a while. I like it. It works all right. I mean, there's better ones out there, but I'm doing this on a budget. So we do have the Gerber saw. We have the extra blade, which is the fine blade. And that is for doing, I think that's more for like bone, for butchering animals or something. But you can use it as well for wood. Works good. Also have a Leatherman Surge. Great one. These have all sorts of tools on them, everything you need. It's got a file blade in there so I can sharpen up all my tools. It's got blades. It's got it's even got another little wood cutting blade. Just look up the Leatherman Surge and you'll see what I mean. So I have that. Also have a bandana. Gotta have a bandana. I also have a buff inside the equipment, inside my clothing bag. But I got a bandana just to be sure. Got enough. Got a pair of gloves. These are waterproof and they're very warm too. So I have those. And of course, I can't leave the house without my Bowie knife. Gotta have my Bowie knife. This is made by a company called Saburo in Japan. It's SK500. It's actually SKS 500, which is surgical stainless steel. I need something stainless because it needs to be able to take the abuse and I don't need to worry about it in a survival situation. So you can see I put paracord on it for a leg brace, and then I also have my fighting loop on it too, so I don't get it knocked out of my hand or anything. So I'll go over that later when I show knife fighting. But I have a Bowie knife. Gotta have a Bowie knife. And next, and of course, I've got just a little hand towel and a chunk of one of those ShamWow things. These are really good. So I have those, but that's just washcloth. You know, need to wash up, clean up, something like that. You know, or stuff it in your clothes if you're cold, something like that. So got a nice piece of cloth there. Last but not least, oh wait, way over here, we have a cocoon. This is like those Mylar. This is basically, it's all weather, pocket size sleeping bag is what they put it as. It is basically nothing more than a space blanket that's in a tube. But these things are actually really warm. You'd be surprised. These are actually really, really good. And they cover you on all sides. So these are really good. Last is kind of the food stuff that I have. This bag right here, this is a combination 7-grain beans, rice, mung beans, everything that I need. This is about a week's supply of food, maybe a little bit more. Because I only need about a half a cup of this, which reconstitutes to about a cup and a half. It has protein, carbohydrates, everything you need in here. Really good. It's fairly heavy, but this stuff is really good. Once again, it's in a dry bag. Got to keep your essentials dry, stuff that you need to have. I learned this from backpacking a lot. So, but this is a mix. This is a mix. It's a really good mix. It's very high in protein, really good with the carbohydrates too. So, next we have my comfort bag. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this got coffee, tea, a couple tins of sardines, some chocolate, just the stuff that, you know, kind of makes it worthwhile. It's got some hot sauce, you know, from like, it's got the hot sauce from fast food restaurants, all those little packages of hot sauce and ketchup and all that. That's in there. Little some sugar for my coffee and tea, everything I need in there. So I got coffee, tea, all my stuff that I love having there. And then, of course, I got a container of bourbon. So bourbon, a couple of reasons I have it. One, you can use it as a sterilizer. It's also just quick calories. You can just take a shot of this and have quick calories. And it's also something I can put in my coffee. So I don't drink much, but when you're out there, sometimes you want some quick calories, and alcohol is a good provider of that. So got a flask of bourbon. And then, of course, the last thing, I have these are emergency food rations. So I've got 6,000 calories here, which is basically a couple of days worth if you're hiking, if you're really going. But these are more of kind of an emergency when I've run out of everything else. But I would open up the little one because they do kind of taste like shortbread cookies. So this is my dessert. This is just in case, oh shit, you know, I'm out of food. I've got that. I won't break that open. But this one, I'll take one little cube a day, have that for dessert after dinner, because they are slightly sweet and they are kind of like a shortbread cookie. So, excuse me, and they do give you some good calories. They're high in fat. They do have carbohydrates. So, and they do have a lot of minerals and vitamins in them too, which is really nice. So, I do have those, but these are okay. They're not the best, but they'll work. They've got a long storage life. So, I like them just as kind of an addition to what I have. So, but that's about it for the bug out bag. If I think of anything else that I might have forgotten, I'll let you know. But all of that fits in that one bag. All fits in that one bag, and I actually have a little bit of room to spare. So I'd love to hear your comments. Please leave a comment below, and hopefully I will never need to use any of this in an emergency. I'll never have to bug out. But if I do, I'm prepared. I also put this in the vehicle that I use when I travel across the country for work. So I've always got this with me. So this is a bug out bag and a get home bag. So if things do go to hell, I've got something with me that I've got everything I need to be able to get home. So it's kind of a hitchhiker's bag here. So I've got everything I need. The only thing I didn't show was my 45 ACP and my Springfield M6. Those are locked away in the gun safe. Didn't feel like getting them out. Figure you guys know what those things are anyway. So that's the only other things that would go with me that you don't see here. So anyway, that's it. Please leave a comment. I want to hear if you got any suggestions. Love to hear them. Thanks a lot. And until next time, keep on prepping.
Going back home someday. I'm going back home someday. I played a million bars, then another one today. Going back home someday.